We have never been faced with a situation that has proven that Black people have been able to recover from the level of brutality that we have faced. It has been, without a doubt, one of the worst mass takeouts. No other race, no other animal, no other insect has ever faced the level of hostility, of oppression, of brutality that you will find that Black people are facing around the world at the hands of the white man and the white power structure. And this is the issue that we have never addressed. We are too afraid to address it. We aren't willing to put ourselves on the line in order to make sure that our entire race is able to focus and deal with the matter so that we can live in peace. We aren't willing to actually throw the negativity and the disgusting hatred that white people project onto us, but secretly, as I'm gonna let you know, that hatred comes from nowhere but their own kind. We as Black people did not wake up and come to planet Earth to hate on ourselves. We love ourselves. We love our skin. We love the way our skin can tolerate the sun. We love our food, our culture, our music, our vibes, our community, our fashion. All these things that the white people will never ever be able to live up to. So as a result, they have secretly tried to break us down by stripping us of our own kind. They strip us away from our families. They strip us away from our fashion. They strip us away from the way that we speak. They have stripped the culture. They have stripped the intelligence. And due to their fragile insecurity, they have whitewashed the Black man. And sadly, this has had a crippling effect on every, or should I say, most Black man that you see in the Western Hemisphere, to the point where Black people have become so white-minded, white-thinking, and believe that the white people have everything to solve their problem, when the truth and the reality is, as it has been presented to us with cold hard facts, that these white people have absolutely nothing to do with us, and they have absolutely no resourceful information, nothing of any value, absolutely useless towards solving the issue that we currently have within our own communities. And once we come to this realization and we realize that it takes simple acts such as rebuilding ourselves, rediscovering our own identity, opening up our own fashion stores, not having to live up to the twisted reality that white people have created for us, then we will truly figure out what it means to actually treat ourselves with a sense of love, with a sense of humanity, with a sense of overall well-being and self-respect. When you can't even go outside and take your children for a walk without some racist cracker yelling some sort of abuse towards your family, when you can't even walk through the stores without some racist cracker following you around, that's how you know you're part of a broken race. When you cannot stand up for yourself during these situations, you know you are in a broken state. All right, and you are in a broken race and within a broken situation. And it is our refusal to completely acknowledge how we have been broken by white people. And this is the issue, that we have permitted such acts of hatred, of discrimination, of oppression, of nasty sacrifices that they collectively make, taking our children innocent, accusing them of false crimes, accusing them of false information, painting them into nothing but the twisted stereotypes that comes from nothing more than their ignorance towards the towards their lack of knowledge regarding Africa, regarding African Americans, regarding Caribbeans, regarding African Europeans, regarding Black-centric people around the world who actually make up a very diverse population of the planet as we speak. You will find that when you do your research, actually, white people are the minority by themselves. They are left by themselves. Nobody wants to live in America. Nobody wants to deal with this. Not if you're a black man. You know how well off you would be. Or if you do not know, I will tell you as we speak. You would be much better off starting your own brand with the resources and the tools that the World Wide Web has given us, that the opportunities have given us. Thanks to the innovation of technology, we are capable of actually expressing our voice and our talents during a point where once upon a time we weren't even accepted with rights to speak, with rights to walk, with rights to live. And life gets very interesting once you actually address that issue and you become thoroughly equipped and you become really understanding of how broken the life has become for as long as you keep relying on whiteness and you keep funding your white landlord and you give money to your white schools and you're dining in white restaurants, giving your money to those white racist European companies that are funding your jewelry and your purses, rather than giving devotion to our strong brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and Africa who are capable of designing much better with more equity and more ethics and morals, along with self-respect. And you will actually find that everything the white people have taken from and claimed as their own has been solely given and is solely owned by the black man. The designs you see in your building, you go to any part of Africa, contrary to what white people have taught you about Africa, about it being a jungle full of apes and monkeys, you will find that there is nothing but pure architect in Morocco. There is nothing but pure culture, vibes, architect in South Africa, where they hosted the World Cup. You will find that there is nothing but pure wealth in Nigeria, which has been known to have some of the best African educational systems, which have actually been able to cause some Nigerians to move from Africa to the United States and pursue their degree as they must. You travel all around the places that the white people have tried to scrutinize, and you will realize that these places are full of nothing more than pure joy. You will realize that these kids because white people have taught us that money is everything and money is at the center of the world, you will find that these kids have nothing but pure happiness, simply just from being around their families, raising their own farms, establishing their own principles, adapting to their own cultures. And this is the main issue that our people are faced with today, that we have permitted too much of the white failure into our culture, so much so that the white people have to secretly, in their own time and in their own homes and their own offices, they have to secretly go to the black man and practice acts of racism, receive self-validation, just to reapprove his status as a white man in America. And for as long as he relies on his status and his money, you can tell him to keep that. But you will never see the day that he will use another black person for the benefit of his own gain. You will never see the day that he will take down another black community, as he has been known to do so throughout the years. You will never see the day that he will be presented with an opportunity to overwrite the hard work and the efforts from the sweatshops, from going to Africa, stealing our resources, from going to Africa, stealing our buildings, stealing our people, stealing our ideas. You will never see the day that they will persist in taking a lack of accountability and responsibility for these issues, because we have actually come together as a collective. And a lot of us, particularly the Black people working within the community, are very well aware of the immoral practices that white people go through in order to completely break down Black people, or at least attempt to break down Black people. You will never break down the Black man, and I'll let you know that right now. You're only breaking down yourself. The Black man is too intelligent to know that anytime you deploy any sort of hatred towards him, it's because you needed it. And that is the one issue that white people are unaware of, that they are so proud of their skin and their status as white people, when they are unaware of the Black cultures around the world, who know that these people came from absolutely nothing, and without the Black people they would be absolutely nothing as we speak. They would be at the mercy of China, and they will never in their life see the day that they could actually climb and rise within the economy as a whole. And this is why you find many white people beginning to break down that idea of thinking, that idea of living in a society where such practices persist, because these practices are old, these practices are beyond the state and the idea of living. These practices have expired worse than any stale milk or rotten white egg you will find within your own idea of thinking that white people can solve your problems when they can't even solve their own problems. They needed the Black people to solve their problems, and this is what they're trying to hide from you, because deep down inside they are jealous of Black people, they are insecure of Black people. They will never have the strength of the Black people. They would never be able to walk the journey of a Black people. Please, there ain't no sucker or no cracker could ever tell me about me when I know that cracker would not last a day receiving the level of disrespect I receive from his people that I don't even tolerate. That cracker will never get my attention. That cracker will never get my approval. And that cracker will never get my smile and my respect. That cracker will be cut off on the spot.